It is the 12th of Mythmere of Simrod. I lied. I'm going to tell you the date. And you all, a week has passed. We will not go over the week's events. But you are currently, because you're not going to be gathering anything, you're currently in the Bristleback Inn. And it's the night before. As you always get together to plan. What you found are, in fact, even after nearly a year of adventuring, a week ago you were reminded that every time you go in that dark place, you take your life and your friends' lives in your hands, and some of you might not come back. But there are secrets down there and mysteries and the treasure and needed, but also the source of whatever is causing this place to change, causing people to change. And so you're driven to keep going back and try to get to the source of it all. Now, you don't have to worry about mercenaries. I'm going to roll the random of, if you have a random encounter, I'm going to do what I used to do and just roll it right on the spot, and we'll see what happens. And you have the same format. Is there anything that you need to do to prepare Father Bloombad before you depart for the evening? Anything? Everybody, you're good. Okay, then we're going to do it. The night passes, and the sun rises the next morning on a clear day, a clear summer day. And Father Bloombad, where do you all go?
We're headed to the mouth of doom, correct, gentlemen?
Yeah, it would just only be a matter of, do you want to try to do an overland sweep like before? It slows you down, you might camp out, or you can take the road and just go straight there and be there within the day.
I'm cool with the overland sweep.
Very well.
I'm just going to load up the map of the first level, showing where our entrance is, and then I'll load up a map to the camp area.
All right. So, you travel until you get to the woodline. The ground is getting hard. Rain has not fallen in the past week. Let me see. Oh, I have the volume on my computer up. That's why it's so loud. You get to the woodline, and the sun has set over the horizon, just ahead and to the right of the mountain. Yeah, you can either travel into the woods through the night, with the possibility of it getting dark while you're in the woods, or you can make camp here.
Camp. That was my vote.
So let's camp.
Yeah.
Camp is fine.
Very well. You set up camp. Probably at this point, it's almost like a procedure. I mean, you are pretty well drilled at quickly doing this. So while you're setting everything up that you need and preparing, you probably don't even have to talk about watches. Probably already have it all worked out in advance. Right. And but as you're setting up the camp, Father Bloombad, roll a d6.
Grace.
All right.
Oh no.
Father Bloombad, you see eyes, and you hear things off in the forest. Now, it's become clear to you that there's something wrong with this forest. These spiders nearly the size of cows that a single bite can kill a man instantly. Like, you know that the forests are full of these things. So when you look and you look out at the woodline for a second, you think, it's one of these awful beasts. In fact, somebody had mentioned ecosystems and stuff like that last time. There have been no wolves here that you've seen since you've come back this year. And in fact, very little herd animals, which you saw a lot of last year. But as you look into the woods, you realize that that's not like how those things move. It was persistent and tiny little sets of eyes that kind of like are peering out and chittering and then disappearing and reappearing. It doesn't have it's not acting like one of those spiders. It's something else.
Are these things moving like a long time ago on the saddle? We saw some creatures flitting around in the bush up there. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you saw something in the trees on the saddle, but I don't know that there's that great of a distinction that you could tell, because since the sun is setting and it's already getting dark, but what you can tell, what you all can tell, first of all, I mean, Father Bloombad, you're the one that sees this, but Father Bloombad, you can tell that this is not like the spiders you saw last week. Like they're moving and behaving differently. First of all, go ahead.
I will loudly cast the light spell on the closest one I can see.
Oh, that may scatter them.
What does it look like when you cast light?
I imagine I hold my holy symbol in front of me, and a deep voice. I invoke the language of light.
Okay, you bellow in liturgic, something, an admonition against darkness or something, and you hold your holy symbol up, and it's almost like the sun, the clouds move, and the sun is once more revealed, but piercingly and right down on that spot and way brighter. And all of a sudden, and it gets everyone else's attention. You didn't tell anybody else this, so you just see Father Bloombad cast light, and you hear squealing noises of little creatures, and then scurrying, and then suddenly it's silent. You don't hear them anymore.
We still see the one that has light on them, right?
They were in the trees, or in the wilderness and beyond the tree line.
I was casting it at one of the specific sets of eyes, so I could, so it would illuminate the actual creature.
Okay, so on the near side of that, sure. So yeah, you do that, and they still do that. They try to run away into the forest, but you do see the ones nearest you. These are tiny little humanoid creatures with reptilian eyes.
Our arch enemies.
Been a long time.
Yes.
Flanagan wakes up and looks into the woods. Does this look like the creatures that were with the ogre?
Father Bloombad, you weren't here, were you?
He would know.
Yeah, he wouldn't know.
I mean, you're going to sally forth at them, right?
Are we?
Can we catch them? No. I wouldn't advise it, unless they have money.
They're evil creatures. They deserve to be.
Well,
And the
we don't
rest.
want whatever this is. They could be hurting other people in this area. They could be killing the fishermen.
All right, if you wish to pursue them. Is
Well,
there
we're gonna-
anything I should know about these creatures, Ross, that I out of character would not?
Yes. You would know. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just signaling that I was listening.
Oh, sure. Just checking. So, you would know that they're not from the other. They're actually from the Underworld. And this entire land, all the islands here, used to be ruled by serpent kings that worshipped these worms, these serpents, and they shared a kind of a common culture and language. And in this pseudo history of the islands, this place was under imperial rule, generally speaking, and then the Serpent Kings were in the Western Isles, and then Patrick came and dispelled that and put an end to it once and for all. And so the reptilian eyes, if Father Bloombad tells you that he sees reptilian eyes, it leads you to believe that it must be akin of one of those creatures of that kind.
Probably sortable then, like as in it's probably makes sense to go chase them off and or stab them. Is what I'm taking away from that.
Right, I know. I don't know that it provides any real good tactical information.
No, tactical information is much less interesting to me than like where they stand, like politically, morally.
Oh,
But it sounds like they are fair game.
I mean, they would want to eat babies, I think.
Ah, all right, there you go.
You know,
Yeah, I mean,
if they saw a baby, they'd want to eat it.
who among us? Have you seen those babies? They look like hot cross buns. They're adorable.
You're not wrong.
Like you could cut it into them and it would just be a cake in there.
I'm not sure about going out into the woods in the middle of the night, scattering around trying to find these things.
It's not the middle of the night. We were just making camp.
Oh, I thought it was getting
It
dark.
was starting to get dark out, is what he said, right?
Yeah. Well, Flanagan is exaggerating a little bit.
All right,
Next
so
thing you know, it's going to get.
It's down.
now you have a ranger with you. So the difficult part is it's not nighttime, but it is, the sun is setting, and it's also, you're on the near side of a mountain, right? So all of these variables together lead me to say that you simply will need to actually do your tracking check as a ranger.
So
Yeah.
we'll have
Well, plus
limited time.
we have one that is illuminated also.
That is true.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
won't-
he cast it on that guy, so that
I'm
guy's
sorry.
He's gonna be glowing for another hour, like 2 hour plus.
yeah, never mind. No, you don't have
The will
to.
of wisp in the woods.
Yeah, you definitely see that, and you're on
Is that how
horseback.
that works? Can you do that? I can do that.
You
Target
can.
You can light up a
person or
specific guy.
object.
They
That's
get a
awesome.
saving throw. You can use it to blind them, in
I
which
was-
case they definitely get a saving
I
throw.
was just using it to illuminate them, not to blind them.
That's cool. I
Yeah,
did not know that.
yeah. You.
It's one of the things.
I just forgot. Yeah, you can put light on an object, like on a shield or on a,
Yeah,
and
we did that all the time. On the shield, on the rock that we toss
A
into
good
the
idea.
room.
I'd never thought about putting it on a monster to track them, and this is wonderful.
Yeah.
Tip of the staff, sorts of things.
Okay.
Yeah,
That thing is probably horrified.
good.
Um.
All of his friends probably want to abandon him as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they're probably yelling at him and throwing rocks at him and make him go away.
He's probably trying.
Stay
away!
What's the radius? Is it 60 feet or 30 feet or
20 feet.
20 feet? This is not going to be a great representation because, well, actually, it wouldn't. Well, yeah, no, the spell effect would not be the same, so it would be something like that. But that doesn't matter. Sorry, I have to set this up. All right, let's see here. Yeah, you can see these things and hear them in the woods, and they're just fleeing from you as fast as they can. Before you all even said it, absolutely, I thought like they're just scattering in every direction, and they probably have already wounded their friend, who's just weeping and running for his life alone at this point. So now you can't travel a lot faster on horseback in woods, if I recall correctly, without looking it up, than you can on foot. But you're still on horseback, so What do you want to do, Father Bloombad? Just like run up and kill it, or what?
I'd like to get the ones around it, like keep him alive as long as possible.
Okay.
I wish I could just like follow them.
Okay. Let me see how these folks do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only need to make one little check for them to see if they can. How many of them can figure this out? Yeah, one of them disappears.
I mean, are they 240 feet away? Are they more than that?
You can reach them. It's pretty much what it.
I'd like to try and get a sleep off on them before they get too far away.
You can do that, absolutely. You
Are they D1 or D2? Or?
You make them go to sleep. You don't even have to roll. Not with these things. And you do that, and they try to scatter. I rolled something on my end to see if they could work something out. They pretty much failed. These are not the mightiest, strongest, fastest, or smartest creatures that have ever lived. And riding up on them and then riding past this one, you casting sleep, you just make them fall asleep. And you're able to eventually find them. It takes some time. I'll say it takes an hour to find these things and then pull them, But you have a bunch of these things. What do you do with them?
We need to keep them alive, I think.
For what purpose?
You find out where their base is.
Yeah, I wonder
We
what
want to keep more than one alive.
I wonder about asking them about God, I had it on the map for so long. That ogre.
Yeah, Warlock or something.
Does anyone
Yeah,
speak any strange languages?
No.
I only speak Union, but they're not of India.
I've never been given my other language.
Well, my other character does, but
Actually, I happen to know Magnus speaks it.
Serpent language.
Yeah.
Ooh.
oh, he does. Cool.
They're just like urinating everywhere. It smells. They're screaming. They're making a lot of noise, begging for their
I
lives.
thought they were asleep.
Well, I mean, I thought.
In their dreams.
I mean, you dragged them back up here, but okay. I mean, I could see. Okay, you have them asleep, but would you wake one up? First of all, let me go back to Father Bloombad. Let's coalesce this whole plan together into one thing. What's the group trying to do? It sounds like they want to interrogate them.
Yeah, let's wake up the one that had light cast on him, since his companions were throwing rocks at him and whatnot. You said he's wounded, right?
Yeah.
So he might be the easiest one to talk to.
All right.
And we'll have Agnes, if he speaks their chaos tongue.
Okay. You wake him up. Magnus, you see this lizard man dog hybrid, just terrified and chittering.
Are these the same creatures that have been crossing the river? Is that
Those
known
are
to
much
anyone?
taller.
Okay, so
Chaos warriors are the size of men. They have military discipline. They carry arms and armor of unknown provenance. This is the size of a large child.
so how are these things equipped?
That's a good question.
They have slings and improvised knives, and it's all improvised and
Okay.
crap.
We were
Exactly.
very
Well, then-
frightened of them.
Then we need to ask where they come from and who they serve.
All right. I bet I know what you're gonna do next, but what's your charisma score?
12.
12. Okay. He says you should kill him, because if he tells you that, then he's gonna face something worse than death. Please kill me quickly. Please kill me quickly.
Chill.
I actually
I promise, I'll behead you real good.
I don't have charm person memorized right now.
Oh.
No.
Tie him up overnight
man.
if you wanted to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's possible, but he's intractable. He's not budging, it seems.
Give me your pitch. Like, what do you know? Like, he seems like he's terrified
Yeah.
of he thinks that death is preferable to trying to actually reveal who he really works for.
I was going to suggest I could try to cure him if needed. I don't know if that would help, though.
I mean, yes. The issue is whether or not it's worth even trying to save such a creature.
To get information, I would gladly save it.
Yes.
It's funny.
Yeah, well, I guess it's worth a shot.
Okay.
I'll try to cure him.
You call on the light once again. As the sun is already kind of setting, you're in the woods currently. The light passes from the trees once again, and it shines directly onto his wounds. And as you all just merely glance away and look back, it's as if the wound wasn't there. And he starts screaming. He's like, "No, kill me, please kill me! Don't do this! Don't keep me alive! It'll be worse. All of us will face terrible punishment."
Well, if we keep you alive and with us, surely you won't face that punishment.
No, I will. It'll be far worse.
How?
You said how?
Yeah, how?
She'll know. Please.
She?
No, you have to kill me.
Oh, well.
Her name is not. What was that girl's name?
The Wolf Woman. What about the Wolf Woman? Is he part of the Wolf Woman? I'm talking amongst ourselves, not for him to hear it.
Well, plus
Una.
Yeah, I don't even know if we understand this conversation. I guess maybe
Oh.
Magnus is passing it on.
yeah, he's not forthcoming. And sadly, I'm not as persuasive as I usually am at the moment.
I don't like the idea of killing some little creature in cold blood.
Yeah,
I'll say Una.
That's the only way you can kill them. They're lizards.
that part doesn't bother me. I have the feeling he's willingly done murder in the past and would do so again.
He does not respond to the name Una, does he?
No.
Okay.
Ask him if he has there's some big ogre that leads them.
Do you know of is it an ogre you speak of?
We'll do a rare attribute save here for this. You can make a wisdom save, just Magnus. As you try to look and see. You succeed.
Wow.
You can see him shift nervously when you say that, but he refuses to say.
Well, he responds to the notion.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I mean, if we let this, maybe we should send him back with a message.
Vorlach?
If we send them back
Yeah,
with a
Vorlach,
message,
that's the
they
one.
might attack us in the middle of the night.
Vorlach,
I'll take him back to camp while you guys tie up the rest of them.
Yeah.
Tie up.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Come with me, Caden.
Well, yeah, sure.
He's out of sight.
All right.
Business.
I mean, you don't have to. I think. That's a tough one. I'm actually a little bit, because they are clearly. I think they're but they were fleeing.
But they assault and were part of a gang that threatened people, and for all we know, they're also involved in. And I only say for all we know, they're involved with this reclaiming this area and hurting people. But either case, they're definitely people that would attack 100 on 5.
Oh yeah. So
They
you
did that.
should.
You're evil.
So you should kill them. I'm gonna say that this would be a chaos point if you all choose to slay a group of sleeping
Okay.
things.
What if we wake them up first?
Flanagan's not into it. Flanagan thinks. I think we
I'm
should
not
leave-
saying you can't. That's not me saying you can't.
You can endure one.
Right, but
However,
why would I want
already
to
have
then?
one.
I'll let them go free and kill again. I'm happy with letting
we
them
can
go free
take all
and
the
kill
we
again.
can take their weapons away.
It's
Or
okay.
we could,
They're all makeshift, so they'll makeshift more.
true.
I mean, they're gonna die anyway, right?
We'll run into them again and we'll kill them next time without sleeping them.
Like, they talk to us, they're dead.
Or one of them will kill
Well,
us.
the main thing is they didn't attack us. Like they were looking at us, and we jumped them.
Again.
Oh, they were gonna jump
threatened
us,
us.
and then
Were
and
they?
then we
Because it
shine
looks
the
like they
light.
were.
Yeah.
No, no,
I
they did threaten us, is what I'm saying. They already have threatened us on our very first outing. They threatened us as part of that ogre's gang.
Ah.
The-
You know,
did-
those
you know
guys.
what? We spent a lot of time trying to find that ogre last fall, and we failed at it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we let these things go, there's about 5 or 6 of them. They're going to leave a pretty good track if they go back to Vorlak. I mean, we could follow them
Vorlak.
and then know where to go to kill this son
Oh.
of a bitch.
Well, they
Or
might
like
know
very far.
we're
So
We're on
just
their
leave
tail.
them tied to a tree, and be done with it.
yeah.
All right, so here are the votes, and then Father Bloombad, you're the caller. Okay, so I'm hearing.
I have a suggestion too.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
tie them to the tree and then cut the bottom of each of one of their feet, to make it
What?
easier to track. Right?
But
If we're not going to kill them, let's just let them go. Let's
yeah,
not do
just
cruel
time to
shit.
the tree.
I know that
Let's
y'all.
not get creative with
I
this.
should note that
That's a healthy road to go.
the declaration of a chaos point is if you can't tell, entirely capricious and subjective, and in no way, like, you know, it's not.
I know, but you're telling us what the morals
I'm
of the thing is.
no,
So-
I'm not. No, actually, that's what I'm saying. I'm not. That is
want
in
you
no
to get
way.
another
In no
point.
way is it me going, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that.
Well,
No,
I'm trying
absolutely
to, No, I
not.
don't mean. What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to understand the morals of the law and chaos in this world.
I don't think
I'm
you
not-
will.
Okay.
I don't think it will. I don't think that will reveal
I think
itself.
you should just give us chaos points and don't say anything about it.
Yeah, but I have no.
Agreed.
I
Don't
mean,
want
look,
us.
we
No,
have Monothan, we
I
have
don't-
Monothan with this, and he can do the dirty work.
Nah, I don't think you all can
No,
like
that's-
turn around
Have your
and
man
have somebody
time.
do it.
Nah.
No,
So-
do that. I'd be part of it. I won't have somebody do it, keep my hand.
I'd feel worse. But it's like an Invader Zim's thing. Oh, he's trying to destroy the world, but they're so bad at it.
So
Up to the tree.
I will say that I mean I usually, and I'm again, what is it? It's entirely subjective, But when Father Bloombad does what I call a neutral act, I consider it neutral. So I don't know if you can cut them, but can you, like, you know, I don't know, tie their legs
them.
together and wish them luck or something? Yeah, you know, if you want to do something like that, then it makes sense to me, because you're trying to survive. Like, you can't just be stupid, right? So I get that.
Okay, like tie all their hands behind their back and then tie all their legs to like.
Yeah, even
Together.
tying them to a
Like-
tree. You know, like if your goal as a group is to just like, hey, we want to survive. We don't want them to go on and like inform on us. Then I get it. Like, you do whatever. You do something along those lines. Alternatively, there's
Got it. Got it.
Another option right now is kill them, which you can absolutely do. And I don't think so. I think I'm going to keep telling you, because the thing that I'm not telling you is what happens with the points. And I won't tell you
I'm
that.
assuming you get mutated or become unplayable at some point.
So we don't want to talk on us. And why are we tying them up? Isn't it easier to cut their tongues out? That's a joke. That's a joke.
But
No, seriously, I think we just. I mean, if you tie them up, so if we're planning on
All of it,
moving,
there's
that's a
all of
good
it.
thing because that lets them get tied up and we have time to get away.
Right, and then
We're gonna spend the night
The,
here,
the
so-
other option I'm hearing, I'm hearing, this is the third option I'm hearing is to create a decoy and then follow them with your ranger. So those are the three options I'm
sounds good.
hearing.
I like that
I
one.
like that one.
That one sounds funny.
Like just on a really like a meta level, there's an ogre out here somewhere that probably has a lot of treasure. If they're going to be a pain in the ass, and this is like another faction out in the forest that we haven't yet dealt with, that really messed us up once. And killing these guys is going to not do much, but tracking them to the source of them. And we're a level now where we could actually do some damage now.
My idea was we'll just try to charm one of them in the morning.
Yeah, well, we can do both.
Yeah, cool.
So we can knock these guys unconscious again with less moral culpability, and then just charm this guy. We'll tie them all up, and
Oh, my
anyway,
son's coming to the door.
anyway,
On my way.
this is my input. I can try if you want to wait till the
On my way,
morning.
boy.
I can charm one of them.
Let's definitely charm one in the morning.
Yeah.
If I succeed.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's left, but I want to emphasize something because I care about this idea. I love alignment, but my approach to alignment, especially in this kind of game, is absolutely not me, Ross, providing what I think is a moral content as a person. It is me, Ross, a referee, interpreting what I think are two cosmic forces which do not align to Ross's morality. So I want to be very clear that. Right. So like that doesn't imply a need for cynicism, like, oh, the light is actually a Lovecraftian evil. No. Like it just, you don't know. And that's what I'm trying to do is like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
That's cool with me.
Okay.
Totally cool
Yeah, Caden, Father Boombad knows. But yeah. Anyways.
Sounds like we should just tie them all up for the night. Take them to camp with us. Tie them all up. In the
Yeah.
morning, we try to charm one.
Yeah,
and
that
we
sounds good.
and release the others and try to follow them. If
Okay. Yeah,
charm doesn't work.
you can
Time
absolutely
to
do
get a
that.
meepo.
So the big thing with that is you do have a ranger with you. Now these things are not the smartest, bestest things out in the wild. So I need to make a couple of checks actually. Need to make a couple of checks here. Otherwise, this is just simply going to work, and then we'll see what happens. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh god.
Yes.
Well.
They're gonna try to attack us.
Content.
Yeah. You see something happen as you're tracking them the next day. So here's kind of all that happens. So you take them, you sleep, I don't know how the specifics don't matter, okay? The logistics are fine. You are very smart and you're good at this. So whatever, you tie them up, put them to sleep, whatever, and then you keep one of them because you're going to keep him and charm him or whatever, right? So the next day arises and this decoy is set up where they're able to get free and you're going to track them and you're confident that you can. And then Magnus, you probably have to work through the night, work the next morning, go through your grimoire constantly. Like even casting this spell is something that is hazardous, and you need to make sure you have it right. But you prepare, and you have this. I assume you're gonna try to charm this person. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. I'll still do his save.
Sorry, delivery came at the same time.
He fails. He fails his save. So
Yay.
now he's like, oh, boss, I'm so scared of this place. Boss, get me out of here. I'm hungry.
Yes.
And you hear him just like.
Dan, I'll summarize in the on text, okay? So we can.
But I was gonna, in case it affects it, are we still with the others as well, or just him?
Oh, just him. Yeah.
I was gonna say we could send him as a plant, so we could. Yeah, all right, go ahead.
I wouldn't trust his ability to hold a lie.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Good point.
Good
So
point,
he's
very good point.
you guys just hear him going, and then Magnus probably is a deeper like parcel tongue or something from Harry Potter. Like it's just like
Yeah.
yeah.
Caden probably has to walk away because.
Yeah, it's all real creepy stuff.
Pretty gross. It's a pretty gross language.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, he's just like, I'm scared, boss. Give me, I want to eat.
What do you eat again?
Meat.
I'll share a ration with him.
He sloppily puts it in his jaws. He's like, "Oh, it's good. That's good. What are we gonna do, boss? Let's get out of here."
Well, we are going to get out of here indeed, but what we need to know before we go is exactly the location of your old boss's base, because as you know, it's time to take over.
Yeah. It's obvious. It's obvious that for the glory of her might, of our beautiful goddess, that we need to do him in. It's not working anymore. We were pilgrims, and he failed us. We should kill him.
Yeah, and he is the ogre. That's who you're talking about?
Oh yeah, Vorlak.
Vorlak the ogre.
That idiot.
Yeah.
That fat idiot.
So I repeat that name to everybody. Vorlak the ogre, I say.
Ah,
Yeah,
finally.
That's the one. That's the one.
Finally found him.
And your beautiful goddess, our beautiful goddess. Remind me also. I mean, I've spent so much time among these disgusting people that I forget so much of what was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah,
What was her name again?
they kind of smell.
Yeah, they do. What was her name again? Oh, so I see Ross is flipping pages.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You can keep going. We're doing some. Well, what did you call it a second ago? You called it something. When I started rolling something, you called it something. Content.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing content now.
Everything is content.
Big content now.
So, interesting. I think that I have to check some things.
Is this all in the answer to the question of beautiful goddess?
This will all be needed, I think. Let me find this.
So he says that this Vorlak hijacked their, they, I guess, claimed to be for the glory of whoever this goddess is what I'm trying to find out.
You tell everyone else that?
Yes.
He says, boss, what are we keeping them around for anyways?
Because they're all under my influence, you see.
Ah,
I have this
yeah.
Power over people. Yes.
Great.
So they do my bidding.
Great. We need more servants of the goddess to swell our ranks. But we'll have that once we kill Vorlak. We'll have hundreds of my people.
Yes. And
To your question, you said to remind him who the goddess is. He says the lady, the goddess Eragnach. He says in the serpent tongue. Eragnach. And he has a look of awe and wonder on his face, even when the words come off of his tongue.
so does that name ring up any bells to me, having read like the Tome of the Serpent Kings and all this kind of thing, or is it not directly connected?
Once again, that's an interesting question, and I don't usually do this, but you did have the Tomb of the Serpent Kings, and you had it for months. So, once again, I think that make an intelligence attribute save.
All right, can I get my like?
No, you
wizard
don't. Never
card?
mind. I'm sorry. You don't have
Oh.
to do that. Actually, you had the Tomb of the Serpent Kings. I don't think. Yes, I think you would know. You would recognize that name. There were these powerful serpent beings that these people, worshipped or attended to. Sometimes they thought they would transform or ascend into, and it does make sense that Eragnach, who is like a kind of minor goddess, deity, demon, would be in this area. Like that would make sense. Either her tomb, or her body, or
Spirit.
or spirit. Yeah. could be here.
Okay, so with some dismay, I have to report that this thing is a worshiper of serpent goddess. I'm sure you men of the light don't even want to hear her name.
I could have had this fixed hours ago.
And she may be active in the area, if what he says is true, if it's not just delusion.
See.
But nonetheless, he can also, I think, avail us of our closer threat, this Vorlak.
Good.
For hunting down the ogre, who else?
If you see something in the world map,
Problem should be dealt with. This seems like an excellent opportunity.
Yeah, as long as that evil goddess isn't around. I mean, how close do you think it might be?
I get the impression that she is less immediate. Otherwise, this Vorlak would not be a problem for these creatures. Apparently, he's taken over some cadre of these creatures and is commanding them. That's my impression. I double check with what's his name?
The little lizard man.
Yeah.
His name is Zuvnu.
Okay. I double checked with Zuvnu. Zuvnu, you say this Vorlak is he pretending to be the boss of some of your esteemed fellows?
Yes, you know this, boss. We're holy pilgrims of our goddess, and we will find her, and we will worship her, and she will reward us. But in our journeys, this Vorlak, he forced us into his service.
I see, but before that, you had some notion of where you might find the Blessed Lady?
Yes, somewhere in this forest, on this coast, somewhere here. Yeah, out of character, unfortunately, that seems to be his problem too, is he's also not sure, and they weren't.
Yeah. So she seems to be a distant threat indeed. He says he's a pilgrim. He and his fellows here were pilgrims attempting to find her tomb or her temple or something. And then they were taken over by this ogre and enslaved.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if whatever this thing is down in those tombs that we're exploring somewhere. By the way, you've all noticed that Flanagan is a lot more nervous and a lot more cautious than usual. Like he's a little bit like, he's like his nerves are a bit shot at this point. He's not as on as he usually is.
You had a very difficult experience with this creature the first time, didn't you?
Well, I mean,
I think it's everything that's been happening.
Yeah, there's a lot's been happening. I mean, we got piles of dead back in Zelcor's Ferry. It's not just the creature; it's everything. I mean, I haven't been out here, gotta admit, since the fall, and my winter wasn't exactly a pretty situation. So, but I'd be happy to get rid of this dang ogre.
I wonder what these creatures would be like without his influence. Maybe even worse. Horrible creatures.
We'll deal with their goddess later.
Wouldn't advise it.
What other questions do you have for Zuvnu?
Maybe ask him if there's any traps.
Yeah. What are the defenses, and are there any traps? And how many of you are there still?
Yes, we'll have to figure that out. There's let me see here. Yes. The cave. It's well guarded, covered in traps, ambushes, decoys. It was hidden. A bunch of these types came and looked for it last year, they didn't find it.
What?
I see. But those fools didn't have you as a guide.
No, they did not have Zuvnu. Loyal servant of the goddess.
And of this guy.
Yes, and I'm very glad to, I'm proud to call myself boss. With you around.
Well, we'll have to figure out how to get in their fortress, boss. And with that, let's track our little friends and see how that goes. So you all break camp, and with under Dalton's guidance, it's not any difficulty for you to follow them, and you make it a few miles and so Dalton, it's pretty clear the direction they're going because the river is passable here. It's dry in most places, and it's gotten more dry in the past week. So it's clear where they're going. There's nowhere else to go over here. When suddenly something else happens.
Yay. Maybe.
Let's see here. So you all are actually, there's a chance, actually, Dalton, roll a d6. So there's a chance of something.
Rolling now. Okay, here it is.
Don't want to get a 1. You got a 2.
I got a 2.
All right.
That's better than a 1.
Definitely is for a ranger.
Oh, come
My
on.
favorite numbers to roll.
All right, so now this won't necessarily represent where you are, okay? But this you're kind of off screen from here, but just so you can see. But Dalton, you see this as you're kind of scouting ahead, I imagine, and trying to find these tracks and things. I'll actually put you kind of out of this bush, and. Let's see here. It's right here.
We're looking at the outdoor map, right? Or is there something else?
I think he's setting something up.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, just want to make sure I wasn't lagged or something.
No, yeah, I am setting something up. When did I roll my d6? Gosh darn it. Oh, maybe I didn't. I guess I'll do that now. Nice. Interesting.
Nicely interesting.
Maybe not for us.
Yeah, right.
Okay, you all are tracking Dalton. So Dalton sees this, and probably you are kept far enough behind. You have horses and stuff, and so Dalton needs to depend on his kind of agility and stealth to maintain this. Probably, Dalton, you have to kind of come back to the main group and explain what you see. You see this group of lizard dog things that y'all have been following suddenly being surrounded by these huge creatures.
I'm miming as you talk, so I like you're puppeteering me. Just keep talking.
Yeah, no,
Describe these huge creatures.
yeah, okay, so that is a good question. How do you describe this?
Perhaps I would describe them as ranted, wide-faced humanoids, a bit over 6 feet tall, muscular, with a stench I could tell from dozens of feet away, menacing over the little dog lizard men.
I'm trying to find let me see if I can, nope, it basically is that. They look like those things from Fraggle Rock, like the big people. They look like the big people from Fraggle Rock. They look like, hairy, 6, 7, 8 feet tall things, wide, huge, lumbering things. humanoid, but hairy and weird and big. And yeah, they probably smell.
What are they called? Dalton.
We shall call them the Hairy Men.
Hairy men. Got it.
Okay. Yeah.
With no offense intended to the more hirsute among us.
Now, you know,
they are quite fierce, as I recall them.
What was clear about the situation, because you had to come back and tell everyone this, is that like these things were surrounding them and forcing them once again to surrender.
Sucks to be them.
It really does.
Yeah. What do you do, Father Bloombad?
I'm kidding.
Oh, can they see us?
No. I can lead you to a place where we can overlook them, but I don't know what's going to be happening when we get back there. Remember, I had to go see this, then double back and tell you about it. When I'm telling you about it, we don't have line of sight to them. We'll have to advance if we want to go see it.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens.
You wanna see what happens. All right, so yeah, you all are able to kind of move up a little bit. I'm gonna do just one check for them to see if they can. They kind of have to overcome Dalton's expertise here. It's very simple. They fail to do so. They're preoccupied anyways, these things just surrender and they start tying them up. That's all that happens. They're tying them up. They stuff them in sacks, big giant sacks, and they just start to lumber off with them.
Direction are they headed?
I can.
They are also headed toward the river.
You guys want to ambush them now?
I think it's not a bad plan. If their quarry are already incapacitated. If we sleep the hairy men, we should be able to deal with the survivors effortlessly.
How many are there?
6.
Let me see here.
I mean, if we're hailing them with missile fire, they might not want to cross the river.
Can Magnus selectively sleep that
Yes.
precisely?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, that's actually up to Russ.
So, let me make sure I understand first, Father Bloombad. What is the goal for the group? What is the group trying to do?
I mean, let's say if we waited until they got to the river, if we started hitting them with missile fire, if they turned to come back at us, like how many rounds of missile fire would we have?
It depends on how you set up, and I'd probably leave it up to a roll to see how well it goes. And there'd be some stuff that you all wouldn't know. But what are you trying to achieve? What are your intentions with it?
Just engaging them with ranged weapons, and then in melee. I mean,
is your goal to scare, harry, kill, dissuade, deceive? Like, what are you trying to achieve
I'm
with
thinking
it?
kill.
Just kill them?
I mean, we might not even need to use sleep. I mean, there's only 6 of them. If we can hit them with enough arrows and sling shots before they charge us.
Pretty big.
We can follow them.
But yeah. Anyway.
We can hold the sleep in reserve as long as you stay back out of sight.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me make sure I understand the intention, not the tactic. The intention is to kill them. Is that right? So I can make sure I know what fiction you need. Okay. So here's some things that you know that's going on. The river is like miles ahead, and they're, carrying these things in sacks over their shoulders, tromping off, obviously, toward the shallow portion of that river, right? And along the way, you were on horseback. So like Mongolian horse archers, they are at a pretty ridiculous disadvantage, assuming nothing else happens. Yeah.
I was going to ask among us if they're heading toward the river where the ford is. That's our ranger's best guess. Wouldn't we want to see, or we might not want to because they might run into other people, or they go maybe in cahoots with the Chaos Warriors on the other side.
Right.
Yeah, I would like to see where they're going first.
It would be good to maybe we attack them if they actually get to the river when they either spot us or when they get to the river. They'll be more tired, and if they're clearly going to cross the river, we have our answer that they're taking them probably to be shanghaied into their troops, because this is now at least 2 different types of creatures in that army. The Chaos Men is one group. The Hairy Men is a different group. We only know the Hairy Men and the Chaos Men in this army. We don't know if the Beast Men are in it, and we don't know if the these lizard dudes, whatever, are in it.
Well, there could be multiple people across the river.
Right. So
that aren't working together.
Mm-hmm.
The Hairy Men could also be taking them back to the Ogre's Lair to get the treasure for themselves.
Exactly. We don't know. That's why I wanted to see which direction they actually commit to. Once they're committing toward the fort, I think that's when we should attack them.
I would like to follow them past the river.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd be down for that too. I'm always down for the assault on the bad guys.
Then we've got more like intelligence on 2 groups. We'll know where the people are encamped across the river, and we've got Zovo or whatever, our little friend now, can show us where the ogre is, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I interrupted. I just want to make sure we didn't attack them before we thought about it.
I also want to note, I think for Magnus, I think you're at max henchman, right? You've got 4. You've got the criminal, not the first one, but the second one. You've got your thief, your dog, and the kobold.
Is he counting as a henchman now?
Oh yeah, that's how I'm going to use the kind of henchman
loose,
thing. But they'll act as henchmen. That's the plus side. And yes, you can also cut them loose. Although he's going to act like he's not going to want to. So like that's going to be complicated. We'll deal with that later. I just want you have 4, right? I just want to make sure.
There is a way to fire a henchman, if you know what I mean.
I never. The only guy that I kept is Monacan. The other guy I released to justice.
That was the first one, but you have a second one that you got. You got a second. Yeah, you got another bandit that you killed them all. Like, and that's where Yuba died, and you charmed the guy and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, just a thought. How about this? Just to put it out there. We're sort of getting we're following this kobold to the ogre's lair. Now we're going to something else. What if we just get we have this kobold? If we can retain him for this session, we can go to the ogre's lair next time. What if we just follow these guys across the river to wherever their base is, and we know where it is, and then we go to the damp thing. We've got 2 pieces of intelligence then, and we're doing the damp hall.
Maybe that's the ogre's lair of the same direction.
Well, we don't know.
Why don't Magnus ask the kobold what's going on down there?
Yeah. Do you recognize these?
You're asking about what? Well, he can't see them, and I'll get to that in a moment. But Dalton relays the reconnaissance that he sees as a scout, and talks to you all about it. And then Magnus, you relay that, and you say, "What's up with this? What are these people?"
Yeah.
He says he's terrified. He's like, No, I've never heard of them. What is that? What is that? And he starts freaking out and making a lot of noise.
Shh, my friend. Let's keep our cool.
Ask him if that ogre lives on the other side of the river. Are they going to the same area?
Yeah. Do you know where they are? Where they're going? Do you know?
Yeah. We have to cross the river because ever since last year, there's just wolves everywhere. Between the forest on this side of the mountain and south into the forest, just wolves. So we have to cross the river now.
I see. So the ogre, Vorlak, he's across the river as well.
Yeah, and then we take the road. It's about a week, 2 week, 3 week journey on foot.
Oh, to get to Vorlak?
Yeah.
Oh. I had forgotten the distance. My goodness. I relate that to everybody.
All right. Well,
that explains a lot.
Now,
keep this color, then we can always do that another time, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now with following them, well, first of all, are you going to let them go or are you going to follow them? Is my first question, Father Bloombad.
Personally, I'd rather just attack them. I mean, if we follow them...
Attack is an option too, yeah.
If we follow them and they see us crossing the river behind them, then they could, ambush us while we're halfway across the river.
So, and you're not at the river yet. So kind of imagine this is, and I was going to also frame this problem. So here's a problem that's going on. You have two options. One is that Dalton can kind of maintain an overlook, an overwatch, and you don't have to make any rolls. You will not be detected. But the downside to that is the main body is going to be, it's going to take a while for the main body to catch up. What effect that will have or why that matters, I don't know yet, but I'm just letting you know. Alternately, the whole the whole group can try to move, and they're going to get a chance to find you, and they'll find you except on a 1 in 6, because that's going to be a bunch of horses galloping up, within eyesight. So
Let me take point.
Okay. I guess we'll follow him. That's what everybody seems to want to do.
All right.
He's going to leave trails for us.
And you're not to the river yet. Okay, so you pass a few miles. Okay, let me show you on the map again what's going on here. You pass, you make it to about right here. It's not very far, but this is, it's a couple miles, and you're now adjacent to this bald hilltop here. You're getting closer to the riverfront when something else happens. Dalton, roll a d6.
Rolling.
Oh my god.
There's a chance for this to...
This could be hilarious.
3.
A 3. Dalton, you see that I rolled all this, okay? I didn't make this up, just to be clear. I don't know why I feel like I have to say that, but
because it's ridiculous. Now show us the ridiculous thing.
Thank you.
Yay!
Show us the ridiculous thing.
This
Which
is
is
Ridiculous. What's ridiculous?
Oh my god.
These hairy men are suddenly beset by a large force of what you're all calling chaos men.
Now we'll
And
see if they're allied or not.
They rage and fly into battle and start fighting one another. These things are in
Very
sacks
good.
tied up. They just
What are you
dump them on
doing
the
there?
ground.
Dalton.
Now we should kill them.
These are just in
Dalton's at
sacks.
point. We didn't
Wait.
give him instructions other than the river thing,
True.
so what's he doing?
Yeah, so
I'm just watching this stuff for now. I will I'll give it like 10 seconds to see if it's an obvious route one way or the other, and then we'll go back and report. Maybe 20 seconds.
yeah, let's
10 to 20
see
seconds.
how much of a route it would be. Let me take a quick look at that just to kind of see how it
I love
goes.
it when that stuff happens. It's like when we got kidnapped and then they got attacked.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Come on. Sorry, I have to know this. All right. Nope, that's something else. I'll get it in a second. Okay, I'll look it up this way. Okay. 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay. Uh, 9, about the same. Okay, so I can do it this way and it'd be about the same. Okay. It
I'd rescue the
looks...
kobolds, but I can't possibly carry all 6.
It looks as if these hairy men are sort of winning the day so far. They're huge, and they just like go berserk, and they run amidst these chaos men, just tearing them to pieces. And so far, and you know, so far it looks like they're kind of winning and terrifying the opposition.
One of them falls.
One of them, yeah, and there are fewer of them, yeah.
I fall back in from here. I'm going to just assume that they are probably going to win. I'm going to go tell the crew what is happening. Tell them that we have reached layer 3 of the trouble stack, and that we have found chaos warriors on top of the hairy men, on top of the doggerel.
It's sounding very cats and dogs living in sin here.
Cats, dog. There might be a ferret in there somewhere.
I am for fighting them now.
Yeah, this is a great chance to have them all turn and attack us. No, actually, I don't think they would. I think you're right, and I think what our best job to do is to strike at the what do you call the hairy men immediately.
Yeah, they seem to be more dangerous.
Because they're more dangerous, but not all the hairy men. Like grab, split us up into taking down 2 of the hairy men, which makes it more even odds with the others while we fight. So let's hit up 2 of them real hard. See what happens.
I wonder if I could use whole person.
It's worth a shot. They look people-shaped to me.
Yeah.
I just want to put another option out,
Yep.
which would be just to wait till the end and then mop up, because that's when there's going to be the most wounded, the least less alive. They're going to be exhausted.
I concur.
I agree.
Okay.
I like that, except for one part of it. I wouldn't want to wait till the very end, because then they'll run, and then we have whole chasing.
Well, no, that's when I put
We
you
got
to sleep.
horses.
Okay. All right.
All right, and let me make sure I understand. So, Father Bloombad, the goal is to have Dalton watch for the opportune moment when the most amount of devastation has been wreaked. Have him come back, and then you all charge in and slay the survivors. Is that what you're trying to do?
Maybe
Why
lead
don't
our
we all
horses
crawl
in.
up on our bellies, leaving the horses behind?
No, the horses are the advantage.
Okay.
They're for the big guys, aren't they?
They're not going to hear us. They're fighting each other.
I say we just hide as best we can behind rocks and trees, and all move within striking range.
Yeah, they might be kind of busy. Take care.
Exactly. They're not going to split off from their melee to come and get us.
Okay,
Right.
so you want to, Father Bloombad, have everybody move up and then wait as a force. There is a chance that they will see you. What are they going to do? I don't know.
But we should wait as a force spread out, along the trees, so that way we don't become, like a blaring, here's a group of people. They have to be paying attention.
I mean, sure, the specifics, but I'll just say, generally speaking, they might become aware of you. They may not.
Sure.
They probably will. And what will they do? I don't know. But that's what you want to do, Father Bloombad? You want to just have everybody come up so that you're prepared to strike as a force?
Yes.
Okay, very well. They will notice you on a not a 1 in 6, basically a surprise. They do not notice you. You were able to sneak up enough, maintaining your command and control and still spread out, and they don't notice you. No, you don't know that, but that's fine. All right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26.
By the way, Ross, Manakin's token is not there, but I wanted to bring him and not Rex this evening.
Sure.
Because the original plan was to go and see about that chest.
Who's Braby?
Brainy, remember he was that...
the jar from the tower.
Yes? I don't know.
He's the guy we hired. And
okay.
We've taken him on 2 different trips at least. The first one we buffed him really good with some extra cash, and that's what made him stay with us.
I thought it was the guy from the towers at Opus.
That guy I set free. I let him drink until he passed out, and I released him from his charm.
So this is 1 round, okay? So, and you just let me know when you're going to attack.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we'll keep waving.
Yeah.
It's looking close to attack.
Yeah.
I mean, my vote would be, by the way, to attack if one side or the other decides to break and run.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It looks like the Chaos Men suddenly managed to organize, and then...
Perfect.
these
They
two
are the greater threat.
are going to stand their ground and die honorably. Let me see what damage they do.
You know, I would
None.
say if we were to attack the, I say to our group, if we attack the further group, we can distract them while these guys continue fighting, and whether or not they join in, we might be able to make it last longer, so the hairy guys can take out more.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could sweep in like this way, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, now might actually be the time to do that.
Yeah, they're actually
Yeah.
they have slain these hairymen down to the last
Well,
one.
Now's the perfect time for a sleep spell.
Now it is definitely the time.
Yep.
All right, yeah, you can go ahead and roll for it. They're 1 hit die +1.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, one. They're +1.
Hit die 1 + 1. Hit die 1 + 1.
1 plus, so it's 2d6. 7.
Okay.
Could be better. Could be worse.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it.
7. I'm just gonna put them off by themselves for a second.
It was.
Can I cast Hold Person?
Yeah, you all have the
Yeah,
surprise. You can do that.
1 die for.
What happens?
Cast Hold Person on 3 of them.
Oh, okay. So 3 of them are held. Which, yeah, okay.
It says they have a saving throw.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay. They 1 passes.
All right, now I cast Hold Person.
Nice. Okay.
Sweet.
4. All right.
Can we do missile? Can the rest of us do missile fire?
I mean, yeah, it's a surprise round. That makes sense. Yeah, go for it. All right, the rest, 4 of them fail. Hold person. All right, so. Your target is ascending armor class 14. Ascending armor class 14.
Okay.
That hits.
Hit for 3.
He will also have sneak attack, or backstab, sorry. Backstab.
Oh, well then he gets,
my God.
and that means the first roll is a 4. Is it a +4 to hit? Is that?
Yeah, so that hits.
So both hit then, and I don't know what it does to the damage, if anything.
I think it does max damage if you do a sneak attack as a thief. Let me find it.
I actually don't know.
I thought it
No,
did like
it does,
double or triple damage.
It does double damage, like meaning you roll twice the damage.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes up to triple later.
Okay, well then 5 more damage.
Hit with 1 for 3 damage, missed with the other one.
So,
Go ahead, Magnus.
just to say, so it would be 4 additional damage to the first target, I guess, and 1 to the second. In that case, I don't think I would. I don't know if I would. I'm taking 2 shots.
And I do 7 damage to 1.
Okay.
Hitting armor class 18.
And then let's see, you hit 1, Dan, for 3 damage, and is that
3 damage.
Is that it? Did anybody else hit?
I just wait till next turn to
Yeah.
attack.
All right. Okay.
Arrows off.
So they, I'm gonna give them. They're not gonna. They're gonna flee with everything that's happened. The remainder are gonna flee. Now, that's what they're gonna do. Is they're gonna try to flee and hide because they know you're on horseback. So I'm gonna give them a chance. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to
Run
actually
one of them down.
to find a place to hide. Basically. Oh wow, they do really well.
Initiative.
Good for them.
But we get initiative roll, right?
I mean, you don't even have to. You're going to catch up to them. So what
Because
they're
it
going
was a surprise round. They haven't acted yet.
Yeah, I know. They're like, this is while they're fleeing. Can they even find a place to try to dive and hide? And then yeah, But anyways, so half their number doesn't even stand a chance. They're in the open against mounted enemies. You slay them. Like they have no chance whatsoever. And they can't hide and they can't run. So there's nothing that they can do. The other 3 who are fleeing, I should note. Father Bloombad, what do you want to do with them? There are 3 of them left that aren't held in sacks.
I want to kill them.
Or
Yeah,
okay.
we can't let them talk about us.
All right. In that case, Father Bloombad, roll a d6 for initiative. You have to beat a 6. Yikes. 3 of them disappear into the woods.
We got a ranger.
It's track
You
them.
do have a ranger. I will say, Dalton, that you must make your tracking check by the book.
Have somebody stay with the trapped ones so they can take care of them while we continue.
90%
Yeah, we should.
chase.
Yep.
Okay, so 90% chance.
Wow. This is in a forested area. If that affects it. I think there's different math that affects it.
No, it's very straightforward. It's a base chance of 90%, minus 10% for each day old the tracks are, and another 10% for each day of rain or snow that has fallen on the trail. I'm shockingly good at this.
Wow, okay. Well, you find them and kill those too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You should have attacked while they were still fighting, so I could swing at them.
You can swing at these. I mean, pardon me.
It's all right. It's all right.
I don't think we need
I'm sure in character you swung at them. I'm sure you...
Yeah.
You're Alaric. You did most of the swinging. You're like... What level are you again?
4th.
You did most of the swinging.
All right.
Well, now you have giant... you have giant stinking sacks of dog people. Piles of dead bodies everywhere. And a bunch of them are asleep, and some of them are magically held in terror.
They have to be finished off.
Yeah, we're gonna
immediately.
Okay,
Let's
yeah,
keep
you
the kobolds.
you
Those
do
guys
that.
the kobolds are sweethearts.
That is kind of funny. We just saved them.
It's easy. Let the kobolds escape again. They've been in bags the whole time. They didn't see us.
That's true.
We could just leave the kobolds in bags. They'll get out of it eventually.
Well, we want them to because we want to keep tracking them.
If this was the Tuesday game,
yeah.
that would be the name of the episode, is Kobolds in Bags.
Yeah.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Tuesday
7,
game.
8,
Oh,
9,
okay,
10,
yep.
11, 12. 2.
And besides, more things might attack the kobolds, and we can,
2, 3, 4,
That's
5,
like,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
That
11,
would be
12.
horrible.
Okay.
That's like how they do it with wild hogs.
Yeah, we just drive them ahead of them.
Shoot
We
one.
killed all those guys.
All right. You drive these kobolds ahead of you, and I am embarrassed and bewildered to say that there's another random encounter.
Yeah!
But
Give me a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom again.
the kobolds have it, so I don't even know what
This
this
is
one is, so
great.
I need to see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like,
red
this
dragon.
is why morality has to be subjective and gamified and about these cosmic forces, because in reality, this is just so much more cruel. Like, this is just wrong, but it's hilarious, but it's funny. So, I mean,
We're actually defending the kobolds as they run. That's all.
I know
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
bad. This is some brutal medieval stuff going
We
on here.
saved them.
I mean,
We're
they're
one
not
of the
hurt.
good guys here.
Oh my gosh. Oh
my.
my gosh.
Okay, we leave them to their fate. Let's go.
Is there more chaos, man?
Oh man.
That's not the oh my gosh. It's more chaos. Oh, it's more kobolds.
Oh,
Oh no!
They
this
they
is good.
they run into their companions saying, "Oh, thank the goddess we found you."
I quickly report everything I hear.
So I assume, first of all, I'm sorry. I assumed that you were following them because that everybody was talking about doing that, and
Yeah.
letting them go and stuff. So by this point, they're actually at the waterfront, just about to escape to safety.
Let's get them.
Let's get them.
Yeah, at this point, let's just kill them. Like, it's
Here,
just
I will say that's a neutral
I
act.
I
No,
have to tell you, I am out of sleep. By the way, the charm person was one. I have one
There's
sleep.
kobolds.
yeah, we've got
Yeah,
between
that's fine.
Alaric
You can
and I,
kill
we've got
them.
7 attacks around
I'm not
on
trying
this
to
guy.
make every time you kill a monster a gigantic moral quandary. That's definitely not my goal here. But like if you sneak up on them, they were only looking or they tried to talk and then fled, and you chased them down, put them to sleep, and then murdered them in their sleep. There's a few layers there that I feel like it makes sense. But anyways,
Well, when you say it like that, we sound almost
like
sound
the
almost like dangerous
monsters.
individuals.
Are we the
No, no,
baddies? Are we the baddies?
I just will point out this. a ranger's job is to eradicate all these humanoids from
I
civilization.
agree.
area.
I agree.
They're not in
That's
civilization.
he's in the clear, in my opinion.
Yes,
He's
they
totally
are.
in the clear.
I don't have a disagreement with that.
Yeah,
But
we
it-
are a civilization.
all right,
And I
so
just want to kill them clean right from
All
the
right, let's
beginning.
get it.
But
Let's get her
anyway.
done.
is that the goal, Father Bloombad? Is to kill them? Is this the decision for the group? Okay.
Let's eradicate this vermin.
There is a chance that they can try to make it across the river and gain some support by something happening on the other side. I'm going to. There's a cut.
Deeper and deeper.
That's
1,
fine.
2, 3,
We'll go
4,
deeper and deeper into
6,
this.
7, 8, 9, 10,
Counterception.
11, 12, 13.
Right,
We're
44
not
hours.
Inception now.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I didn't
All right.
even try to recover my arrows. That's how.
The thing is that like you are so overwhelmingly armed and armored and fast that so the majority of these you're able to just hew down by arrow fire or otherwise. So I'm just going to move them. If you're killing them, they're dead. Like this group is dead. There are a few that make it across, so that's the key. So it involves chasing them across the river and getting them before they hide or flee or something happens. And I'll give a chance for all those things. Okay. If that's the case, Father Bloombad, roll a d6 for initiative. You got to beat a 6.
I can
You
just
got
imagine
a 3.
myself
So there's a
Go ahead.
there's a
Imagine
chance.
us all crossing like a foot of water, just and like hacking them down with our swords. Pretty dramatic stuff. Unlike 2 or 3 levels ago, it's pretty cool.
All
We
right.
got into a place. We got into a position of power,
Yeah.
but
Well, you use some tactics
not a
too.
safe one.
At any point during all those decisions, you could have made some different decisions. So,
It's true.
and also some giant spiders could have showed up or anything, and none of that happened.
Yeah.
But, anyways,
The sensation of power could have vanished instantly in the face of giant spiders.
4 of them make it across, and they're able to hide from you in burrows and thickets, and you can try to hunt them down, but it will take time, and you will be across the river. And I will put you over there to decide. You can only make one more decision before you run out of supplies for the day on day 2, and you have to return to Zelkor's Ferry.
We're running out of supplies to return to Zelkor's?
Yeah, because we're out of time
Oh,
for
right.
the game.
Time.
The
Sorry.
game's in
Sorry.
early tonight.
Was there anything
No.
outright?
I didn't even remember that.
Oh, that's all right.
I mean, the ranger can make his check again, surely.
Well,
and,
what is the goal, Father Bloombad? Do you want these 2 to be tracked, these 4 to be tracked down? It'll take time. I'll do the normal. It'll take several hours, and so I'll do another check, and then he'll do his check for tracking and stuff like that, which is fine.
I'm
You
down
can-
for it.
It's gonna be days before. It's like several days to the ogre's lair, right? And we know how to get there because we have
What?
the kobold charm.
True, but we can. But we
Tracking
can
down
whack
these
the
4
basic question is,
kobolds right
how
here.
badly do you want to whack those kobolds?
Well,
If you guys want to risk crossing the river, then we can do it. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to kill those kobolds.
Let's do it then.
I don't want them to get away.
I don't want them to let them know that we engaged in here, and the other
Right.
people, we don't know if they're going to talk.
Very well. Dalton, roll your tracking check. They are. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, time passes, so I'm going to see.
For all we know, they're
Okay.
working
Oh.
with
Got a
Yeah,
normal.
the Chaos
Normal.
Warriors.
You track them down and kill them.
Okay.
Nice.
We of course did loot all those bodies. Also.
Yeah, I have piles of bodies of loot and stuff that I have to calculate.
Awesome.
So,
Little
and
bags of experience. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, not a lot of that, but loot.
they are also dead. Okay, so you return on a patrol sweep. Essentially, is what it is on the end of the second day. Your supplies and your wherewithal to try to make it into what you know is a very lethal place is expended. It's exhausted. So you return to Zelkor's Ferry victorious. Yes, you scavenge all information, anything useful that you can get from these things. I will come up with that later, what you find. Let me see if you have anything really interesting before we go.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's
I only have one to follow back to his lair.
fine.
Okay.
Follow back to his lair.
Yeah, and you do have a kobold, which I don't know. What do you do with the kobold, Magnus? Do you keep it in the library locked up? Or, well, I guess you probably have to lock it in a room or something.
I mean,
it's gonna try to eat
Yeah.
babies. That's the kobold problem.
I mean, I'm gonna explain to him very persuasively that he's gonna have to be carried into town on a sack, and we'll take him back to the special apartment that we prepared for him in the basement of the what is it, the lodge?
Yeah.
And just throw him in a cage in there and give him like some of the dog's food now and again.
Visitors to the Hound's Lodge for the next week notice a strange howling sound coming from the bowels of the Hound's Lodge that week. I've got a lot of stuff to do.
I keep Rex on guard, and I tell him Rex is sick.
Yeah.
I understand the purpose of all this, but I wonder if we're going to need soundproofing, if this is going to be something that happens with the Mages Guild underneath. I never thought about the kinds of things you might get up to now.
Now you see why they buried the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I regret to inform you all that these people have very little of value on them, apart from XP and intelligence. I'm looking
we're not doing this for wealth and riches. We're doing this for the safety of Zelkorians because they're not predating. Whatever.
Yes.
On the fishermen and stuff, and we've got to break up this humanoid force.
Yeah.
That might help
Chaos
morale.
forces.
Well, we
That might help morale, and I think it definitely brought up Flanagan. Like he came back, he's got he's a bit more.
I love that. Let me put on the heroic
The
music.
mercenary survived.
I think that's the thing is like it's like
The mercenary survived again.
This has been an extremely productive day for us.
Yeah, we ride back triumphant.
Yeah, like you come back into
bearing more tokens from the tribes.
You probably
Not
have like
parts of them. I mean, they're literal tokens they carry.
Yeah, the proof. I mean, you killed something like 22 or 24 of those Chaos Men. It's an entire army of things and these giant monsters and stuff. So if you drag some of this stuff back and kind of make a little ceremony of it to like actually announce like, hey, your heroes have once again avenged your people, they're gonna eat it up. So
good.
And you do that. I've got a lot of role-playing stuff to do now. That was a lot of stuff that happened.
What's the name of our new doggerel? Jagshu?
Zuvnu? Zuvnu, yeah.
Zuvnu.
Yeah.
I'll make him a little sign. I'll slap with my ink.
Keep babies away from the cage.
I'll nail a piece of parchment to the wall next to his cage. It just says Zuvnu. No children near the cage.